Well, hello there, and welcome to another edition of Johnny Davis Live. That's right, I'm here, but I'm tired. It is amazing, what those events are kind of take out of you guys. But I'm happy to be here and everything. Before I get started, though, I always want to say thanks to our sponsors, Wearawig.Club and Eastern Offset Printing for all they do for us, guys. They are, who is it? Atlantic Beach. They're out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. What's the name of them again? Again, I lost myself. Eastern Offset Printing, right? They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I got to get on track. I told you I'm tired. My brain's tired. But we have a great show for you today, guys. Well, we're going to be talking to some of the people who participated in the IKF East Coast Classic this past weekend. I think it's going to be a phenomenal conversation. People, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to, attend these events, not only financially, but mentally and physically. It takes a lot. So we're looking forward to, chatting with everyone today. Not everyone, but some of the people who, said that they were available to come on. Some of those people will be Mr. Joshua White. He's out of Florida. We're expecting to have him on. I think, he's working on his systems. Hopefully we'll get that right. Also, Miss Lily Brianne Hilton, who a lot of you maybe seen on my show before and all, and she's an avid fighter and all, and she was there, and she's been fighting like I think it's I got to get the name, was it celiac or whatever? She's going to tell us a disease and stuff like that, which is really, really a tough disease to kind of, have. Also, we'll be speaking with Mr. I'm going to get his name kind of wrong as well. I think it's Noreen Abra. He will get it right for us, right? We'll be speaking with him as well as Miss Christian Lloyd on some of her battles as well. So we got an exciting show for you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of interesting things that we can talk about. But with Johnny Davis Live, it's real talk with real solutions. Okay. All right. So whether we're having the solutions today, I'm not really sure, but I'm sure we're going to have some motivating things that will certainly be said. What I want to do, I want to take a moment to pause and really say a sincere thank you to everyone who supported the IKF East Coast Classic this past weekend in Myrtle Beach. I think overall it was a successful event. We want to thank the fighters. We want to thank the trainers. We want to thank all of the officials, our medical staff, the doctors and the nurses that were there, everyone who participated, the fans who attended the event. A sincere thank you for that, because I think overall, especially in this COVID era, I think it was successful. I think that people see that we actually took the COVID-19 protocols very serious, right? We had now Nurse Bernstein, I'm playing now, but on Netflix, there's a Nurse Ratchet on Facebook, on Netflix. She's kind of ratchet, but Nurse Bernstein is not ratchet. She is serious, right? I mean, if you hit that door, you were going to get that temperature checked. And you were going to have to spray those hands with this sanitizer, man. I mean, I must have done it at least did it 40 or 50 times over the weekend. It was amazing, but she was on it, did a great job. Obviously, our doctors, and all did a great job and all. But, I think that most people got an idea of what a COVID-19 protocol kickboxing event could be like. Everybody wearing masks and everything. And I really do not think this was a spreader event at all, for that matter. I think that, the protocols really kept people safe, and people seem to be pretty happy about wearing the mask. Not happy. Nobody was happy. I mean, my ears, look, I think I might need to have surgery on my ear about right now, because how that string is behind your ears all weekend. Oh my God, it starts hurting. Right? And but most people, though, they did a great job and they kept those masks on and everything. So I certainly do appreciate it. Another thing is that we have a couple of upcoming events, guys, that we want to quickly talk about before we bring up our first guest. We have obviously October 24th and 25th, we're going to be in Reno. I will be there as well for our first IKF United States PMT. The PMT, Point Muay Thai, it's just a sister organization of our Point PKB. We have international rules, we have Muay Thai rules, we have, different types of rule sets in the PKB, right, overall. And so that one is all Point Muay Thai, sparring, and it's going to be in Sparks, Nevada. If you want more information on that, you can go to Point Muay Thai, California, or CA.com. Speak to our guy, Ryan Hodges, who's over that event. He's doing a great job. A couple of hundred fighters already have registered for that. So that's going to be amazing. It's all semi-contact, no knockouts allowed. We're giving away some championship belts and everything to those who are a part of the event. Ron Hilton comes on. Ron Hilton was one of our officials at the event. It's so funny I have to say that. He says his ears are still raw. Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You touch me on the back of my ear right now, boy. We're gonna fight, all right? But we got through it, though. We got through it, Ron, and that's a great thing. But anyway, the event is coming up October 24th and 25th. They have everything laid out on the website there at Point Muay Thai, California, about the weigh-in times and the fight times and stuff like that. I mean, Ryan and his staff over there have done an outstanding job in preparing this event. I'm glad to be a part of it and all. As I said, I will be there. Actually, I'll be on the microphone. I'll be announcing fighters and stuff like that to the ring, and obviously overseeing it to make sure things are going smoothly if there are any issues. Also, October 31st, we're going to be in O'Fallon, Missouri. That's going to be a great event as well. Mr. Chad Mueller, IKF representative over there in the Missouri and Illinois area, is going to be there, and they are. He's really putting together a great event there. It's going to be PKB, point sparring, point Muay Thai sparring, and also PBSC, which is the point boxing sparring. Something the first time hitting over there. Again, semi-contact. No knockouts allowed. COVID-19 protocols will also be in place for the Reno event as well as the one in O'Fallon, Missouri. So we're looking forward to being over there. Registration is going well. You can also see more on our website at akpromotions.org, which also links to his website, which I think is something like ikfmidwest.org or something like .com or something like that. But definitely check it out. It's going to be a great event over there, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody for the first time. Robert Aldama, thanks so much, sir, for coming on, and we appreciate you coming down to the East Coast Classic as well this past week. So what we want to do without any further, let me say this really quick before I get too far ahead of myself. We are planning our Georgia Classic. Our Georgia Classic is coming up on January the 2nd and 3rd, and it's going to be in Columbus, Georgia. It's going to be a great event, guys. It's going to be just like the East Coast Classic format. Obviously, the first of the year, January 1st, is on a Friday. Now, we might be there doing some weigh-ins and stuff, okay, at the hotel across the street, which is the Marriott. But Saturday the 2nd and then Sunday the 3rd is going to be the day of the event. It's going to be a great event, right? It's going to be nice championship belts, men, women, and juniors, just like the East Coast Classic. Little bit of difference in the time because of, the new year. We're not going to do as much on the new year, but we are planning to have fights on Saturday night. We're planning to have fights on all day Sunday, trying to finish up as soon as we can on Sunday so that people can get back home for, their Monday week. All right. So we're definitely looking forward to people participating in that event. Registration will start for that on October 26th on my website at akpromotions.org. Okay. Well, let me say this really quick. I just want to just get into this, and then we're going to start with our first guest. Haters, you can quit. You can just leave us alone, right? We're coming to Georgia. We're going to have a great event. Those people who come out and support us, please do. Right? Anyone who's trying to tell you that we do not run a good event or the insurance, we don't have insurance, or what, they don't know what they're talking about. I know for a fact. Anybody want to challenge me on it? Bring it. Bring it. But we already, unfortunately, have haters, in particular this one person who just, I don't know what his problem. I have no issue with whatever he's doing. We are bringing this event for our sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing, period. I don't care if you do MMA, do MMA, right? Don't worry about us, right? We have our people covered. We have the event covered. It's going to be a great event. Not going to spend any more time on that, but I'm letting you know we're coming to Georgia. We have the blessings of the commission to come to Georgia, and we're going to have a great event. Those who want to come, please do. Those who do not, please don't. All right? It's just that simple. But I know what I'm doing. Our organization knows what we're doing. And I think if anybody came to the tournament this past week, they have a pretty good idea, right, that we kind of know what we're doing, right? And all. So if you want to be a part of that in a nice, safe event, right, please come. right, we're looking forward to having you and your teams there. All right, moving forward. All right, so I just had to say that, man. I hate these haters. There's always going to be a hater out there, right? All right, guys, so without any further ado, we're going to move forward with, let's see if our first guest is on. I mean, I don't know if he got on. I saw some name come up that I didn't recognize, but that might have been his wife or someone like that. Let's see if he's even on, and we'll start a little chatting here. So where is he? Well, I don't see him. Joshua, are you here somewhere? He's probably not here. All right, so we're going to move right along to our next guest. Is going to be Miss Lily Helton. We've had Lily on before, guys, and she is a great young lady. It's thrilled. She's going to be coming up here in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, there she is, Lily Helton. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Johnny Davis?
You ready to fight again when I do stuff like that? I give you that kind of introduction. You ready to punch somebody in the face. Don't be playing. How you doing, Lily?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good, good. First of all, I want to thank you for coming on today, and also thank you and your wife for coming down to the IKF East Coast Classic. I certainly do appreciate it, your guys' support and everything. And I want to ask you, first of all, off the bat, tell me a little bit what you thought of the event.
Oh, it was awesome. I can't believe how many fights we were able to have, especially in this COVID environment. You had talked about your protocols a lot, on social media, and I had an idea in my head of what it would be like, but it was really awesome just to see, all the protocols and the fights were happening. We hoped and thought they would, but to see them happening, it was really awesome. Thank you so much to you and your staff for making it happen.
Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's an honor. It's my passion to do what I do. There's business, yes, but at the same time, I'm passionate about the sport, and I think anyone that knows me kind of knows that. Tell us a little bit about your struggles and the disease that you had to fight in order to get to the East Coast Classic.
Okay, so I have celiac disease, and celiac disease is basically an allergy to gluten. And gluten is a protein that is found in wheat, rye, and barley.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a protein. Basically, think about it as just an allergy to wheat. And my body just can't digest it. So some people, it's fine. They eat it, digest it. But my body thinks it's a foreign object. So when I eat it, my body basically attacks itself, and I'm not able to absorb nutrients. So where
do you get energy? Where do you get your energy from?
Yeah. So when I'm sick and when I have gluten in my system, I don't absorb energy.
Wow.
So you have these things in your stomach. They're called villi, and they basically, they're good. You need them to sort through your bad and good foods and to absorb nutrients.
Okay.
Mine is flat. I don't have any vil. So I was getting very sick.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Well, let me just say this. I'm sorry to interrupt there. I saw some of your fight. It didn't look like anything. It didn't look like you were lacking any energy in that fight. You were giving it 110.
Yeah, so I've been gluten-free for about 2 years now. And it's taken all of 2 years to get 100% gluten-free.
Oh.
So now that I'm gluten-free, I'm fine. I can absorb food. I just usually have to make it all myself.
Can I apologize for the fact that you're not enjoying this good tasting food that I eat? There's something about the words gluten-free that seems like it doesn't taste as good as normal food. Is that me, or is that real?
Yeah, it's just gluten is not really in everything. It's just because in America everything is processed together.
Right.
So like cookies or like a Rice Krispie treat, that's something I could have, but because it's processed in the same facility as Lucky Charms or wheat, that's what makes it, I'm not able to eat it.
When you have a disease like celiac, what are the fears you face about the possibility of not being able to do what you love?
Well, for a long time, I didn't know I was sick. So I was getting sick before I fought. Like I would literally throw up the day that I fought.
Right.
I started losing weight, which I thought was just for me training harder,
Right.
the harder opponents, higher level. And then actually for my Waters fight at IKF 2 years ago, I was the sickest I had ever been.
Wow.
I threw up all day, and I was small. I didn't cut weight. And I went to the doctor twice, and I was told it was IBS and that I needed to work on my nerves, that it was mental.
IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah. And so they told me that it was nerve related, that I was getting nerves and my nerves were making me throw up. So I worked really hard on that. And then I had a 5-round fight, and I worked all on my mental game. I ate everything correctly. Again, didn't know I was celiac at this point. And I made it, I think, to the 4th round, and my coach threw in the towel. I wasn't moving. I couldn't feel my legs. My legs were numb. And so he threw in the towel, and I was done fighting at that point. I finally went to a 3rd doctor after lots of money, and they ran tests and found out that I was celiac. So now it's just knowing that, oh my gosh, it's not me mentally, and oh my gosh, it's not me just being a wimp in the gym and needing to push forward. Like there was actually something physically wrong with me, and that was like such a weight lifted off.
So what does that do for your confidence? In the fact that now you know what it is, so now you know how to kind of combat it. What has that done for your confidence in a good way?
Man, so much. Sometimes I cry after a good training day when I just feel tired and I don't feel sick. It's a great confidence. I'm so in tune with my body now because my diet is so much clean.
Right.
That I just know if something's a little bit off from my diet, I know right away. I'm so fueled. I work with a nutritionist, Uppercut, Terry. It's such a confidence booster to know that my body is 100% fueled right. I've got blood work. I know medically everything is correct. It's like the body is and diet is almost scientific. And when you're a high level athlete like I am, I'm training 2-3 times a day. I'm fighting people with 30 plus fights. The nutrition is a huge confidence booster. It's huge.
What is it about this sport that attracts you so much? And it seems like it's a little bit more than just fighting to you. This seems like just part of your just life period as far as your heart. It's almost like if they could take out the current heart and put in a Muay Thai kickboxing heart, you would take it in a heartbeat.
That's hilarious. Man, I don't know. I ask myself every fight, before I walk out, what do I fight for? And I think I'm crazy. I just love it.
We're all crazy.
I love
Welcome to the land of the crazy people.
I love a challenge. Every time I fought, Susan this time, and I looked her up, and she's got like 7 TBA championship belts. I'm like, man, like she's such a gangster. I'm so excited. I get to fight, one of the best girls.
I was going to ask you about that fight because she has, I heard about her before when she entered the tournament. Somebody said, oh my God, you have Susan Wallace fighting in your tournament. And I didn't know who she was, really, to me, it doesn't matter, but I heard that she was pretty talented. What did it feel like actually competing against somebody? Because you held your own. It went the distance. You held your own.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was so excited. I feel like my previous fight, I've had, I think 25 fights at this point. I fought overseas, and I keep fighting. I keep rising to the challenge and keep leveling up. And I felt like this time, on paper, we were both so game. Like we both have had fights. We both have had, hard fights. I believe she has fought overseas as well. And I just felt like we were a good match for each other. So it wasn't necessarily about rising to another level. It was like, we're both here and we're both going to put on a freaking
You were
show.
landing some shots. I saw her head wobble a few times and I was like, okay, Lily's not playing. She's you guys, it was a great fight. It was a really good fight. And I appreciate that. Really quick though, because obviously I have about 4 guests on the show today, so I can't take all the time with you, even though I can talk to everybody forever. You know me, right? But I do want to ask you about, you are one of the people going to be supporting Chad
Yeah.
in his the event that's coming up on October 31st. How excited is your team about participating in the IKF PKB there in Missouri?
So excited. It's actually literally in the same town as my gym.
Oh, really?
Yes. We are so excited. There are kickboxing shows in St. Louis, but they're mostly on MMA cards.
Right.
So there's not a lot of kickboxing. So I'm just
Right.
so eager for him to get it kicked off, for people to see what it's about, whether they compete or not. Like, I just want him to come see it. And I can just see the growth that will be. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you. He's so serious. He's doing such a great job over there and everything. On the final question, what is your advice to someone who may have obstacles to try to overcome to do what they love to do? What would be your advice to them?
Face them. Face them directly. You can't dance around things, mental blocks, physical blocks, whether that's in training or just in daily life. You can't dance around them. If you have a challenge, you have to face it directly. Write it down on paper. Write down what's holding you back from it and figure out what you need to do to face those directly.
Right. I think that's excellent advice, and something I think that a lot of people should definitely listen to. I really want to just say thanks so much for, being a part of not only the event, but the show today. You are a warrior. You really are. And we don't have enough women. I don't think we have enough women out there who are representing in the way. And I also call for your wife, Elizabeth. Let me tell you something.
Thank you.
Is she there?
Yeah, she's upstairs working.
Wait a minute, Elizabeth. But my point is that she was game. She was in that thing. She was in there to win. I mean, she fought really hard. I can't remember the person that she fought. Anna Toole.
Anna Toole. How can you not forget Anna Toole?
Yeah, Anna Toole, because I was moving around. It was a lot of fights. But she fought Anna and everything, and it was a great fight. I mean, those girls were going toe to toe. I mean, back and forth, doing what they do and everything. Are you trying to go to her now? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I am.
Well, she's saying here, but I can't talk to you here.
Come on, camera.
Where is she? Make sure she's dressed.
Hi.
How you doing, Liz? How you doing, Liz?
I'm doing good. Thank you, sir.
Good. That was a great fight. What did you think about the tournament overall?
Oh, yeah. Both experiences. I competed there in 2018 and competed there just this past weekend. And your shows are great, man. They're really well run. Nice procedure. Everything went well. And then there were just even some little things this time around that, made it level up from the last time I was there. Just,
you're not talking about that stage, are you? That walk ramp, are you?
Oh, I did like the walk ramp. It was fun. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, we try to make it fun. Well, look, for you and Lily, thanks so much for being a part of the events and everything, guys. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the future, okay?
I think I'm going to be in Georgia.
Bring it on to Georgia. Let's go.
I think I'm coming. So I'm committed.
You should. It's going to be a good event. Thanks so much, Liz. All right, Lily, thanks so much for being on Johnny Davis Live. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, Johnny.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys, there you heard it there from Lily and Liz there. They're two fighters. I mean, they are really good. They put a lot of energy into what they do, and that is what it's all about. We're going to keep the show moving right along. Let's see who we have there in our lobby so we can begin another chat session. And I think we have Christian. I think I saw Christian come on. I know we have Nuri. I'm going to get his name right. He's going to tell me. He's going to teach me that name. There's Joshua there too. Joshua, I see Joshua sitting there. Let's bring up Joshua. He was running behind. Let me get up Joshua first, and then we'll speak with Christian next. All right, Christian, I hope you have time there. Joshua, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing awesome.
I'm doing fine. Glad you were finally able to get on. You had to call on your wife there to get it done, right?
Yeah, I had to log into my wife's account because Facebook was acting a little bit different.
What would we do without our wives?
Absolutely. She's the best thing that ever happened to me.
All right, so important and everything. I want to chat with you a little bit about your experience at the East Coast Classic. I know that you have been fighting some weight issues. I don't think that's a secret, right? Yeah. You said that and all. Didn't you come down to a PKB tournament as well?
Yep, I've done 3 of your PKBs now.
Yeah.
And when I started Muay Thai, I was 365 pounds.
Wow.
I couldn't really like walk up a flight of stairs without like heavy breathing.
Can we bring the camera? Can we bring the camera directly into your face there,
Yep,
so we can
absolutely.
see that nice beard? There you go. Great. You can pull the camera back a little bit too, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I did. I've been training for like just under 3.5, 4 years in that range, and I joined the gym because I was like straight up just killing myself with bad habits and being stagnant.
Right.
And me and my wife went to like a fitness kickboxing class.
Right, right. So you said about the weight thing and everything. We lost you there for a minute, but we got you back on the screen there. With the weight and all, how big of an obstacle has that been for you?
I mean, it's huge. I had zero mobility. I had not been physically active for 10 years of my life, and it's
Why,
chipping
why,
away.
why is that, Joshua?
Growing up, I kind of, I lived in poverty most of my life. I, was lived in Section 8 housing, and I always just had like this defeated loser mentality, and I never
Mm,
really, saw much self worth in anything I did. And I kind of, when you have like a losing mentality, like a glass half empty mentality, I think that translates to everything in your life. I kind of, uh, never really put my all into anything. I was doing music and traveling, and it was so easy to just eat like bad food on the road and not exercise and not really have any care of how I was treating my body. And then when I
right,
got to the point where I was 365 pounds, I looked at myself and I was like, yo, something has to change because if I keep this mental and physical trajectory, I'm not going to live to be 40. you
right.
know and because once you get into your mid to late 20s into your 30s, like if you're that big, the weight only will pile up and pile up. And
So you
so
think, do you think there was something you said that you grew up in a poverty like situation? I want you to kind of clarify. What do you mean poverty? I mean, we know poverty when we think about maybe some of these third world countries. What exactly do you mean by that?
yeah, so I lived in like a public housing and Section 8 housing my whole life with a single mother.
Okay.
She's the most amazing person. She's clean, but growing up she had substance issues. And
Right.
so I pretty much with the help of my grandmother raised myself.
Let's see.
And yeah, I have a lot of baggage that I'm dealing with mentally from that, and I'm still sorting through it. But for a long time, I kind of lived with this like loser mentality, like, oh, I things aren't going to get better. This is the hand I was dealt. You know what I mean? And then it took Muay Thai has kind of showed me that life is like 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it.
Yes.
And every day I'm around driven people. I'm around the people in my gym who are fighting and who are coaching. And I don't think you can be in an environment with people like that and not want to succeed and not want to change. Like it's truly like joining the Muay Thai gym or joining Gracie Tampa South in general is just what has completely changed my life. Like I'm down 118 pounds. I'm still cutting. I'm
Wow.
competing, and I've done some PKBs. I tried my first fight, with you last weekend, and I've done a couple of grappling tournaments now, and I'm just going to keep moving forward and keep training, keep losing weight because that's the only choice there is. It's like
Right.
get
Joshua,
healthy.
let me interject there. Can you bring the camera more back to the
Yeah,
right to
sorry.
if you pull it back some, it'll be probably better as well. There you go. Right. It might seem like it's a long way back, but do you have kids?
I don't have any kids, just two awesome dogs.
Two awesome dogs. But I'm sure you have people that look up to you, right? That maybe you don't even know about, right? So your journey, is it all for you, or who is it around you that you have kind of brought into your circle that you feel like you would let them down if you did not succeed in your progress?
I mean, definitely my wife. I want to live a long, healthy life so I can be a good husband for the long haul. for my mother, like I said, she's clean now, and we have such a great relationship, and I love that. And my grandmother, and also just I have so many friends who believe in me and inspire me on the daily, and I want to do good, so I can, like I don't really have any heroes. All my friends are my heroes, and I want to live up to, the standard that they set for me.
Right, right, right. But you have your own battles, and I mean, you have your own goals and stuff like that. Do you consider yourself a role model?
See with this life that I have.
Right, right. Well, I think you're certainly doing that, and I think that is what it's all about. Well, overall, really quick, what was your experience at the East Coast Classic?
Oh, it was awesome. It was a good time. Like, I never want to fight super heavyweight again. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm only about 15 pounds away from being able to, weigh in at heavyweight. Shout out to Mike. Me and him became friends after he knocked me out. And
Who did you fight? Who did you fight?
Michael Ford out of Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, Michael. Yeah, okay, yes, yes, yes.
He's a great dude. He's big. He had like 6 inches, and I don't even know how many pounds on me. But we sat and we slugged it out for a couple, and then he caught me with that big right.
Right.
And props to him. He deserved it. And he asked me if he wanted to run it back, and I said, to be honest, I never ever want to fight super heavyweight again. So no.
Right. Hey, just more motivation to lose more weight, right?
Absolutely. And it was such a learning experience. Like, obviously I wanted to win, but now it's just motivation to get through these, sessions and come out next time with an actual win.
But you know what? You actually did win. You won because I remember, I think it must have been a couple of years ago when you first came down to a PKB, and I met you, and I was like, okay, right, yeah. And now, since that time, maybe 100 and some pounds later, that you were able to participate in this event. This thing is not all about winning first place, right? This thing about fighting and training is about winning in life. It's about building your confidence. It's about building, it's all of those tools and mechanisms that makes you whole, right? And also you have already won. It's not about winning the trophy. It's not about that. It's about winning on the inside and then it exuberating, if you will, to the outside. And you've certainly done that, man. I mean, how many people can say that they had enough discipline to lose the 100+ pounds? That's amazing. So you have a lot to be proud of, a lot to be proud of. So, brother, walk with your head up and everything. And we're going to hopefully we'll keep seeing you out there. And even when you're not fighting, remember this victory for a lifetime, right? That what you accomplish. And all you have to do now is just keep it steady. All right? Just keep it steady, man. That's all it is. It's about consistency. Right?
Absolutely.
A lot of people take these roller coasters up and down. No. You realize there's certain things you can do, right, that are better for you and things that are bad for you. Keep the consistency. Just keep
100%.
And keep working out. Fitness a part of your life. Once you decide that you're not going to do that anymore, you're also deciding on the detriment of being heavy and out of shape, right?
Absolutely.
Look, brother, look, I know I had to give you a little quick sermon.
I love it. It's good.
Yeah, but I appreciate you taking a moment to come on the show. And what will be your final thoughts about the event and about you and what you plan to accomplish in the near future?
I would just leave anybody watching. I listened to this clip from Jocko Willink this morning, and he said, if you could tell yourself anything 20 years ago, what would it be? And he said, nothing. I can't tell myself back then anything. What matters is like what we do today, and that struck me good. I just wanted to give a big shout out to Gracie Tampa South, to Coach Dan Rawlings, Kevin Gallagher, Billy Q, Matt Arroyo, all those guys for tuning me up and believing in me and pushing me to keep making these goals. And my friends in Gainesville, John, Mark,
awesome.
My best friend Evan, and my wife, for always believing in me and pushing me to be a better person.
Brother, nothing but good for you, man. Forward march, brother. Thanks so much for being on the show today. All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Joshua. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it right there. That was Joshua White, who's out of Florida. Had a great experience at the East Coast Classic this weekend. He's lost 118 pounds, and still going, still working out, making Muay Thai and kickboxing a part of his daily routines. We're so appreciative for him coming on the show today. We're going to keep it moving. By the way, you're watching Johnny Davis Live here, where we're speaking with a few of the competitors who fought this past weekend in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at the 8th annual IKF East Coast Fall Classic. And so they are basically coming on, have a lot of great stories. But we want to now go to Miss Kristen Lloyd and speak with her a little bit. Let's find out where she is. We had her there just for a moment. There she is right there. We're going to go bring her up on the screen here and chat with her a little bit. Boy, she's had some battles there, but I saw this lady giving 110% in that ring. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the one and the only Kristen Lloyd. Good job. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Okay, so let me go ahead and just say this right off the bat. Girl, you did your thing. I saw you. I just happened to be coming by, and I saw you out there in the ring. And I mean, listen, you were fighting, like you said, she was kind of a giantess. Right? She was a big girl, tall, right? And she was pretty skilled. But you know, you're a little bit shorter, right? You know, for the weight class. I mean, yeah, a lot, all right. But you, boy, every time you went down, you got back up. Tell me something really quick before we go into more. When you went down, it wasn't necessarily getting knocked down all the time. Sometimes it was like teeth kicks, you went down and stuff like that. When you were down there, what did you think about?
Well, honestly, I was thinking, why am I on the ground? Make me be down here. I honestly think it was my own footwork and just slipping, to be completely honest.
Why did you get up?
Why? Oh, because I can't quit. I don't have quit in me. I've been a fighter my whole life. Not a fighter, but like a fighter.
Right.
I just don't have anything in me that lets me quit. I can't stay down. So the only option I had was to get back up. Now, in my head, to be completely honest, I was like, what is happening? But I got back up. I was going to keep getting back up. She could have knocked me down 35 times before the ref called it. I would have kept getting back up.
Right. Well, you know, the other day it caught my attention when I saw you wrote this little piece on Facebook. I think there's been a couple of pieces, right, that you've kind of been pouring yourself out there, right? Kind of letting them know what this experience was for you. And I appreciate that. The one thing that I really recognize and I appreciate as well, that you wasn't blaming anybody. Whatever it was, you were blaming yourself, you know? And I really like that. What do you think about how you took responsibility for whatever was going on in the ring?
I mean, honestly, Chandra fought a better fight than me. She was faster than me. She was bigger than me. She just had it going on. So there was nothing I could say that to put any blame on anybody but myself. You know, my game,
Right.
Like I said in my post, the game plan was to go in there and just be faster. And my game, it was like she was in my head and she had my game on me. So
Right. Yes. Well, like Joshua, our last guest there, you've had some weight issues, I think, that you mentioned. Tell me what that battle has been like.
yeah, I have, two of my own. I have a stepson. So, in the last 6 years, I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. So having babies, obviously you put the weight on, and I'm going to be 39 here on Monday. So
Wow. Happy birthday early. Right.
it's hard. It's hard to lose weight, especially, when you have kids and a family and a lot of other things going on. So for me, I'm fighting in a weight class that's above what I should be. I started Muay Thai. Actually, I just started at a cardio gym, 5 or 6 years ago. And
Right.
how I got to this point was, I'll never forget the first class I went to. Jeff was actually the trainer, and he
Right.
don't remember this, but he pointed me out in class and he said, "You are the hardest worker in here." And that was the very
Wow.
I went into a cardio gym or anything like that. And it was from that day that, I knew that this was going to be something to help me. And, it has. I've lost weight. I've gained weight. I'm on the process of losing it again.
Yeah.
So
How did the cardio translate to punching somebody in the face?
completely honest, I've always been a competitive person, and, it got to the point where I just hit the bag so much. And then I kind of heard Anna Toole talking a little bit about going to an MMA gym. And I was like, wait a minute, I want some of that. So for the last 5 years, have been pretty much just follow them around to different.
You've been through a couple of things and kind of read, maybe some relationship things or something like you said with the kids and things like that. Do you feel like now in your experience in the Muay Thai and working and the fact that you fought in this tournament this past week, do you think now you're going to that next level of your life?
I mean, kind of like what Joshua said, you're just going to live for today. I don't really know what that next level is. Um, you know, I try to use Muay Thai, as a platform, for women, girls, especially know that anything is possible. I keep going. I want my kids to look back someday at pictures and be like, oh my God, my mom did what?
Right.
I try to keep them involved in these types of things as well. So
Yeah, well, that's interesting that you bring up your kids. I wonder how much of this is a motivating factor for you when it comes to the kids and being able to learn and appreciate from you that they can actually accomplish anything they want to. How much of a motivating factor is that, the example that you're setting for them?
yeah, I mean, I think it's, mostly why I do this. Not only because it's a good way for me. Like I've had some tragedy in my life. It's been a way to help with depression. When you can go hit stuff, it makes you feel good. So, being, having my kids see me be active, help them want to be active and stay active throughout their life. And just find an outlet for things if they need an outlet. So, it's one of the biggest motivators for me is my children seeing me be successful. I know they say, it's not about winning or losing. For me, I want my kids to see me win. But when I lose, I want them to see me be a good loser.
Well, again, every time you say that, every time somebody says that about, win, there are different levels of winning. There are different levels of winning, and you are winning. You're winning by a long shot, right? Think about where you come from, right? So when you think about that from a different perspective, are you not winning?
No, I'm winning. But there's, like you said, there's different levels of winning,
Right.
Winning because, I'm battling the weight, I'm battling the depression, I'm setting a good example for my children, for other women. I've had so many women, after that fight say, that was amazing. I wouldn't dare get in there. You're winning, because you got in there, you're winning.
Well,
So
I'm kind of curious though. You made a comment the other day too, and you have to watch what you write on Facebook because I'm like a little troll. I just be reading and reading. People see me getting quiet. They better watch out because I'm studying up on something. You said proving I can do more than I think. So, what about your life that makes you think that you cannot accomplish things? What has happened in your life? Because you said doing more than what I think. See, I'm getting psychological here, right? So what is it that's happened in your life that maybe made you think that you could not do things?
I don't think there's anything specific I can point out. I just feel like I get into my own head.
Right.
I'm kind of bigger than most of the other women. And I feel like I always size myself up to other people, and
Right.
I can't keep up, or I'm not as fast. So I have to get into my own head and let myself know that, I am doing the best that I can when I'm doing it. So I think that's kind of what I mean by that. Is it's just really my own perception of.
Well, do you think that's changing now, or do you think that is starting to turn in a different direction?
No, I think it's changing. I think that I have grown, especially through this last fight camp. I've realized,
Right.
train with the best people at my gym. I might not be able to do as many burpees or as many push-ups as they
Right.
do.
Right.
So I just had to get into that mind frame of I'm doing the best that I can.
To the other people who are pursuing, maybe they have a bucket list. You said you're 39, or soon to be 40, right? And what was that?
Soon to be 39, not 40.
Oh, don't let me have one. Don't rush it, Johnny. Don't you rush it, boy. Right. soon to be 39 years old. And, this kind of becomes a kind of bucket list type of a thing, right? To accomplish and achieve things. What would be your advice to other women who might be just sitting back thinking about whether it's fighting or doing whatever they want to do? What would be your advice to them about pursuing their dreams?
Yeah, I would say just do it. Just do it. You read my post. I've got the kids, and I'm taking a master's program. I work full time,
Right.
trying to train. I've got an English bulldog that smells really bad. Like life is a roadblock. So I've just had to find time to train. Thankfully, I've had a support system behind me to allow me to do these types of things.
Right.
If you want something bad enough, you can have it. You just have to.
Right.
So.
Just go for it. Just go for it. Well, look, I'm so appreciative that you took a moment to come on the show, and appreciative that you actually fought in the tournament, as well. I hope you got everything you want out of it. Maybe you'll be back, and try it again. Who knows? Every time you have to kind of get up for it every time, right? It's like you go down for a minute, okay. Then you got to work your way back up. And it's hard every time. It's not easy. Every time is its own unique process, right? But I got a feeling we're going to see you again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready. Like I said, I don't have to do that MRI or that EKG till I'm 40, so it just falls out until.
So I tell you what, I'm going to try to do as many tournaments as I can before then, so to make sure that we get you in there. Christian Lloyd, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Lloyd there, she is overcoming, she is growing and doing her thing. And I think it's a great thing and a great message there for a lot of people to follow, no doubt about that. And that's what we do in Muay Thai and kickboxing. That is what it's all about. It's not just punching and kicking people in the face, right? It's also about, finding that power within. That's why we call this segment The Fighter Within. Right? Because this is what we're digging out. We want to talk about the fighter within and those things that inspire people and motivate people to strive to be their personal best. That's what it's all about. Our next guest we're going to bring up is Mr. Nuruddin Abwa, and he's out of Woodburn, Massachusetts and everything. And I'm probably saying that all wrong. But he's going to be coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the champion as well. Let's give it up for Nuruddin Abwa. How you doing, sir?
Great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Good. Your camera kind of went a little fuzzy. I hope hopefully it's going to be okay. But it's a little bit fuzzy. How you doing, champ?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor.
I know. I see that belt on your shoulder there and everything. Tell us a little bit about your experience at the East Coast Classic.
So to tell you about my experience, we have to go back about like 2 years ago when I first
let's do it.
Yeah, I first came in the novice and I lost in the first round, and I was like super upset and bummed out. But
wow.
2 years later, and I have the belt now, so it was.
So you came to the East Coast Classic. You came to the East Coast Classic, and you lost.
Yeah.
You got stopped in the first round.
Yeah.
Then you went back. You got yourself to work. You really got serious about it, and then you came back and won the belt in open division.
Yes, sir. I'm competitive as hell, and it lit up a fire in me, and I was like, I can't go out like that, so I have to come back.
Well, something like that happened to me in my second fight. I got knocked cold. Bam! I was knocked out in my second fight. I was 17-1 before I lost again. It put a fire in my butt, to move forward and get serious about the sport and try to make sure that I didn't go out there and that happened again. So I was putting other people to sleep, and everything. So you said you have overcome a couple of things to get to this point. Certainly overcoming getting beat up in the first tournament was one thing. But what else in your life have you overcome to be the person you are today?
With this year, with COVID and everything, the start of this year, I had a plan of having like between 8 to 10 fights and
wow.
all this plan of having belts and everything. And I signed up for a gym, Boston BJJ, like about 4 years ago. And ever since I signed up, everyone's always been calling me a champ. And this year I was like, you know what? I have to give everyone a reason to call me a champ. I just can't
Right.
have you call me a champ without having the belt.
Ah.
So I had my first fight in January. It was a fight of the night. It was awesome. I was on top of the world. And then we had another fight camp scheduled for March 14th, which was right in the start of COVID.
Right.
So in the middle of my weight cut on the day of the fight, we get a call and it was announced that it was canceled. So
Yeah.
as you know, as a former fighter, going through a 6 to 8 week camp,
Right.
and then on the day of the fight being told that it's canceled,
Trouble.
it is the most taxing thing on earth, and it's like kind of tough to come back from that. So.
Right. But you did. So how did you get motivated once we announced that we were going to do this tournament and we were going to go through the COVID and all of that? How hard was it to get back in there, hoping that we were not going to have to postpone again?
Oh, it was incredibly difficult, especially with everyone talking about a second wave coming and all this other stuff. It was, I really didn't believe, even when I was on the flight there, I still didn't believe it was happening until maybe like 15 minutes before the fight. I'm like, okay, it's settling in now. I was like, all right, it's finally happening.
Hey, you were expecting somebody to walk into the place and say, okay, guys, you can't do it.
Yeah, no, right? But you guys did an incredible job. Yeah, even fight week, it just all felt weird because it's been a while. Like January was the last time I fought, so it was like, oh.
Right.
But building up to that moment, it was definitely hard. Waking up every morning and like telling myself, even though it can get canceled, I just need to keep on grinding because my coaches and my teammates there at the gym, they're giving me the work, so I have to pay them back in a way of winning this championship.
Right. Well, telling me to get, and I think the reason why they call you champion, Nadine, is because of your attitude. You have a really positive. I don't know you. I think I might have bumped into you maybe once or twice at the event, but every time I see you, got a big smile on your face, right? And that's probably why they're calling you a champion, because you have a champion attitude. Yeah. That is so important. I love people who represent our sport in a positive way, and who represent respect and dignity and keeping a clean life. Those are the kind of people I love to be our champions. What are some of your goals and aspirations in the sport?
It's unlimited. I'm still young, 23. I'm gonna go pro in maybe a couple years. Get a pro title. Just dominate and be on top of the world. Definitely thinking about coming down to Georgia and defending this and the open class. So
all right.
Hey, looking forward to an exciting future.
Now that you've been on, now I don't know why your camera just cleared up totally 110%. No, it looks great right now. It just cleared up. It's just perfect right where it needs to be. Now now you're on this show. You got that belt across your shoulder. You become a marked man, right?
Oh, I'm hoping for that. One thing I've had trouble with the past couple of years is people dodging me. So I'm looking for a target, and you can come and get it off my shoulder.
Oh, he's throwing down the gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for it, Nuruddin. That might be a name you might want to remember, Nuruddin Abra. He's out of Woodburn. I think I have that right. Woodburn, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Right. What's going on in Massachusetts in the fight world? Any fights and stuff going on over there?
Oh, it's a nightmare. Everything is still on lockdown, and gyms have opened up so you can start training again and everything. So it's weird. They have certain tournaments, but they don't allow striking tournaments. So it's kind of a bummer yet. So I'll probably be down south here a lot more often.
Yeah. Maybe I have to look at Massachusetts and see what's going on over there, and maybe speak with the commission and kind of go from there. So it just takes a lot of work. People have no idea how much work this takes. They think Johnny Davis live, he just gets on there and talk about kickboxing and Muay Thai. This is only a small piece of the puzzle to making all of the things you saw this past weekend work, all of the things we have up and coming work. All of my partners across the country, they're working hard too. It takes a lot. You just can't sit back and hope that the sport is going to be great. You got to work to make it great. You got to be, in the words of Les Brown, you got to be hungry.
I love that. I love that, and I love that phrase that you mentioned, that it's only the tip that you see. Many people just see me holding the title, but they
Right.
don't see the 5 a.m. miles I've been putting in every morning.
Right.
All the hours I've been putting in the gym and all that stuff. But it's what it is.
Hey, tell me a little bit, really quick, as we wind down, a little bit about your family life. You're only 23. You're not married yet, right?
No. So
Still
I
not-
grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up with 7 siblings, and I think that's where my competitive side comes from. All of us have always been like eager to be at the top of the family tree because with the 7 of us. But it was awesome because a few of my brothers got to come down and watch me win the titles.
Oh, nice.
We still took a couple jabs at each other. But, it was nice. Growing up with 7 siblings was definitely interesting and a lot of fun, and I think it built me and my character and my attitude to. My siblings built that into the man I am today.
Were you guys fighting around the house? Come on now. Sometimes you get in a fight with those brothers and sisters. Don't be playing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think my oldest brother, he's a personal trainer, and he's really pushed me and helped me a lot, especially the past couple of years. So it's been nice. Even though a lot of them are older now and married with kids and moved on, we still all keep in touch, and it's awesome.
Right, that's good stuff, brother. Nuruddin Abrar, thanks so much for being on the show today, man. I wish you all the future success in the world, man. I know I think you're gonna do great. I think there's a name we need to listen up for, because you're gonna probably be in the big time.
For sure.
Thanks so much, brother, for coming on Johnny Davis Live.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
All
right, yes, sir. Bye-bye. All right, guys, there you have it there. Nuruddin Abrar there. He's out of Massachusetts. He won that title this weekend. He did his thing. I tell you, he's a great guy, got a great personality. We're really thankful for all of our guests today who came on the show. This is why we call this a fighter within. It takes so much to do this. It takes so much energy, so much mental capacity to go out there and to give 110% and to compete against another person who is just as hungry as you are, right? It takes a lot, right? So we are very, very thankful for these fighters to come on the show and to be participants in our event. We just want to remind everyone again about our Georgia Classic. Registration is starting for that October 26th at akpromotions.org. Hope you guys will certainly be a part of that event. We plan to make it a very special event. Myself, along working with the Thai top team with Lori and Master Chai over there in Columbus, Georgia. We're certainly looking forward to seeing men, women, and children coming out fighting for some great belts. You can bet we are going to put something really special together for you guys. And also, we look forward for your participation. If you have any questions, you can contact Ms. Lori Hubbard there on Facebook, or me, Johnny Davis, or AK Promotions, or my website at akpromotions.org. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Wearawig.Club and Eastern Offset Printing out of Atlantic Beach in North Carolina for all they do for us. Listen, wear that mask. Respect each other. Always respect each other. Fort March. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.